What's good, everyone? This is DJ's Wrong Cut Truth, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. And today we're going to talk about Alcorn State, a team that is still winning. Now, they had an impressive win versus Texas State, one of the few wins they've had where they've looked dominant. The score was 44-27. They forced turnovers. The offense was in sync. CJ Bolar, the transfer from Vanderbilt, he's a beast. I think he's their best receiver. The second best receiver is LaCharles Pringle, another receiver that can ball. So this whole season, Alcorn has been the team that played a bunch of close games, and they find a way to win. That's credit to Fred McNair. They love this man. They love this coach. They play hard for him. They never give up. I watched the game earlier in the season. They were down by 20-plus points against Arkansas Pine Bluff. They were never supposed to win the game, but they kept chugging along and chugging along. And then they won the game 39-38. And it dawned on me, any team that plays Alcorn State, if you want to beat Alcorn State, you have to destroy their will. If you give them a chance to come back, they will come back on you. You got to play a 4-quarter game. You can never let up against Alcorn. No matter if they play the Swac games closer than it should be or not, they find a way to win close games. So what it tells you is that they're battle tested. And it was embarrassing that we have Shines who actually thought Texas Southern was going to be Alcorn. The disrespect. And a shout out to Andrew Body, a young quarterback from Austin, Texas. He's a baller, but come on now. Anybody who thought Texas Southern was going to beat Alcorn must be smoking the best herb around. But let me stay on topic. Alcorn State, they're fighting for respect. Jackson State has done great things. Media presence, fanfare, instilling physicality. Their defense is top-notch. Their offense is explosive, especially when they're given time to throw. And they have a rising star quarterback in Shadir Sanders. But Alcorn is saying, don't forget about us. Alcorn State has a quarterback named Felix Harper, nicknamed the Trigger Man. He makes nothing into something. Sometimes you think he's going to get sacked. Then he does a pirouette. And then he dances. And then somehow he gets the ball off and you look and say, how in the hell is that possible? But he makes it possible. He's the Flash and the star of Alcorn State. They run a run-pass option. And you have a choice. You can either stop the option, but it may come at a price because the receiver may be open. Or you could stop the pass, but it could lead to a big run. Fantastic offense. The only thing Alcorn does not have is strong offensive line play. They play hard, they're trying, and respect to them. And we all know, without offensive line, there is no football. Without offensive line, there is no type of offense. The trenches are so important. Shout out to all the offensive linemen and defensive linemen. If you look at Alcorn's schedule, you see a loss at the first game against North Carolina Central. That game was a tale of missing 600 days of football. And you saw it in that matchup. You saw miscommunication, a bunch of flags, turnovers that usually don't happen. You saw that in the first matchup. But besides that loss, they've been handling business. Yes, the games are close. Yes, the Grambling State game was close, 24-20. But what about the good matchups? What about the good performances? What about the performance against South Alabama when they could have won the game against the FBS opponent? The score was 28-21. Alcorn State had a lead in that third quarter before giving up the lead, but they showed fight. They showed that they could compete with anybody, especially when they're on their game. But I'm telling you, don't forget about this team. They have went to Swac championship games. They've went to Celebration Bowls, even though North Carolina A&T won a couple of them. But they've been there, and we gotta respect that. But one thing I respect is a team that does not give up. They will fight for 4 quarters. And it may not be the most entertaining thing you'll see. But if you're a fan of football, you're a fan of grit and determination, you love the product that you see in Alcorn State. I watch some games and I say to myself, how did they pull it off? And then I sit back and realize they believe. And with that belief, they can go places. Now, I don't know if they're going to win their side of the division. Prairie and them looks really good. They're fast. They got a quarterback in pass that's just slanging that thing, man. The only weakness he has is he cannot hit the intermediate routes. But besides that, he got a strong arm. Like, he's got a strong arm and he's whipping it. But Alcorn still has a chance. And they're taking each game one at a time. But when you look at Alcorn's schedule, especially the first game, you got to be objective. This team has missed over 600 days of football. They opted out the spring. In the first game, when they played against North Carolina Central, I knew they were going to be sloppy. Everyone who knows football knows this. You miss 600 days, you're not going to have a clean game. You take that game away, they lost one game against South Alabama by 1 touchdown. And actually, they had a good lead and they should have won the game. But besides that, they've been handling business. Yeah, a lot of games were 1-score matchup. Again, shout out to Fred McNair, the older brother of the late great Steve McNair. He is what his last name is, McNair. Calm, reserved, patient, never rattled. You see Alcorn losing, the second or third quarter, he still has the same demeanor as he does in each quarter. And that's a sign of leadership. And I know he's making his brother proud. He's the type of coach that you don't want to let down because he's done a lot for you. And in the university, there at Alcorn State, they got to have the best facilities. They got to have the best trainers. They got to have the things that attract new recruits. They deserve it. But man, this is going to be a fun Swac season. But don't forget, let's not right off Alcorn State, because they sending the message to everybody that they're ready to play and they would not give up. This is DJ's Raw Uncut Truth, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. Peace and blessings to everybody. Shout out to all the Swac content creators. My boy Swac Buzz, the CFL podcast, Swac TV, Tomorrow's Leader Sports Network, Cut Day Sports, and many more. This is a renaissance of epic proportions. And this is very fun, a fun time to talk sports. So y'all have a good day, and I'm out.